So brainstorming and ideation. So the reason for doing brainstorming and ideation, it can be different. Don't just think that we have a problem. Even deciding what case study project you should do, or how would you like to steer your whole, your UX career. What kind of like profile you should create, can be anything. Brainstorming and ideation can be anything. Even I just want to buy a car, so let's do brainstorming and ideation around it. So brainstorming and ideation is just you start with lot of ambiguity, unclarity, and all those stuff, and then this is where suddenly a light bulb moment appears, that you try to organize stuff in a way so that you can address it clearly in your brain, and then you have a eureka moment in the process. So we will look at brainstorming from through different angles and different objectives, and the value of brainstorming and ideation in your job hunting, how important it is. So finally, this is a FigJam file. This was done for doctor's appointment app for one of the batches, which I can see, and you can see some artifacts which people created. So this was my assumption, that if we do hands-on brainstorming and ideation like this might help people in creating better portfolio, case study projects and all. But I realized that there might be a better way to for all of us to onboard into it. We need to go through a lot of problems to understand that what is the value of a good solution. If we do not quantify or do not understand what is a good problem, and we don't know that, oh, this was the best solution for it, then this exercise doesn't help a lot, because people will just think around lot of ideas and all, but they are all fragmented towards each jobs to be done. But this whole FigJam file is going to help all of you thinking to the external world. This is how my brainstorming and ideation might look like. Mind mapping, we'll have different ways to know all these things. So this is something that we will go through. And also there are some problem hunting things that we have. Let me just bring all of them. I think I moved it to somewhere else. Case studies, project creator. Yeah, this one. So this is something which will give you problems to solve. So how do you generate problems and how do you solve them? And absolutely there is our, absolutely we will have ChatGPT. So ChatGPT is also going to help all of you. ChatGPT is also going to help us to understand, create problem statements with it. Okay, we will also go through. You can rely on, like, till the moment where you have control over the solutions it is giving. That means you should have equal understanding of what you are looking for. If you do not have that understanding, there was a recent interview. We gave a problem to solve, take home assignment, and the submission that we got, it seemed a lot of work for 2.5 hours for anyone to do. And it was evident. It was copied and pasted from ChatGPT. But that person didn't even understand what he was copying and pasting. So when we were asking him that what is the problem you are trying to solve, he couldn't understand that simple statement. ChatGPT was not his friend in the whole process. But there are better ways. You should know what you should ask ChatGPT. I'll give you examples of ChatGPT how it is. A very difficult maths problem, which both of my kids got, and unfortunately they got it when they were in class 2. That till their class 8, I haven't seen any difficult problem than that. That was, I think, a misplaced maths problem which the schools kept on giving it. It's about like a vendor having 3 sacks. Each sack can carry 30 coconuts. It is going through 30 checkpoints. Every checkpoint it has to give out 1 coconut as a tax. Right, at the end of the 30 checkpoints, how much coconuts you'll be left with? This kind of a sum, right? So it's a strategy problem. That once you are done with some coconuts, you move coconuts from one bag to the other bag, like that. So I gave that problem to ChatGPT. It did disaster. It could not do it. But then I had to ask it that look at some tricky part of it. And you can use ChatGPT to get lot of metadata, lot of supporting data for your designs. You can get a lot of it. But then at the same time, you should know that why it is giving it, whether it can be trusted or not. That we will go through some examples how it can be done. If you look at these page flows, these are called flow types. So all flow types are solution of problems. For example, let's say solving a problem for, so blocking a user on a platform, right? That is one of the examples. Then there are, hiding posts on Instagram. So all these things, they arise from very unique niche kind of, scenarios. And usually, in a whiteboard challenge, this is where maximum this brainstorming ideation things are going to come. That I'll also open up one of the portfolios to, importance of this portfolio, this brainstorming and ideation thing. So when you look at any single solution like this, let's say it qualifies as a good design. There are good visual design skills. There are good hierarchy. All those things are taken care of. Now you look at the interviewer. What is left for the interviewer to grill you? So the interviewer, and so most interviewers, there will be senior interviewers and all. They are trained to. They have their upbringing for the last 15-20 years. They have seen how the internet and the app uh, ecosystems and the changing landscape of technology, it has walked through, and they have walked through multiple projects. Typically in an office you will work on one very important project for 1 quarter, multiple small projects every month. So multiply it with the number of years of experience they have gone through a lot of different things. So when they typically look at a screen like this example, for example, this screen, then they typically have, they can easily understand the solution, and they try to nudge your thinking by saying that before coming to this idea, so what was the problem that you were trying to solve? So we have to do a back calculation and understand that, okay, what was the problem that this particular screen is trying to solve? Who can just, phrase out whatever they're thinking? Let us get a better resolution screen, and then let us try to do that. That is the brainstorming ideation, I think, will help all of you to understand when you are creating your designs, what is the problem you're trying to solve. So let us go to our, what is the food tracking screen? This one, right? Yes. Look at this particular screen. What is the problem that this thing is trying to solve? Or to start with, I can go first, and then anyone of you can volunteer for the left one. Okay. So we are seeing this meat tortilla, right? So when I am choosing a recipe, there are a lot of recipes. When I'm choosing a recipe, try to phrase the problem like this. So I'm writing it in chat, right? As a user, who writes it in this language? The product management team writes a problem in this language. So I can show you also by I'll capture the screen, and then I will put it in chat GPT and I'll ask it. I have the GPT-4o license, and I'll ask it that try to create a problem statement for this design that you're seeing. So let's see what comes. So as a user, I should be able to know how much time it takes to create a recipe, and I should be able to understand the calorific value in terms of protein, fat, carbs. I should be able to understand that first, and then the rest of the ingredients. So I should know three things, three separate things. I should know how much calorie I am eating. I should know the protein, fat, carb distribution. I should know the ingredients, and I should know how much time it is taking. And in my research, I have found that the time thing should be on top of everything. I should be able to easily discover. And at the same time, this calorie, protein, fat, carbs, all these informations that I am required to understand, they should be easy to scan, and then the ingredients, followed by it. So I can write as a user. Now, if we look at this screen, there can be infinite ways to design this screen. So when the screen was designed, now we are going to take this example and then we can sketch around it and see how many different ways you guys can think around it to solve this problem. So we will do this small exercise in that fig jam only. This is a restaurant thing, or it can be used for a fitness app thing. And whoever is working on the elderly fitness app thing, I think part of the elderly fitness can be meals also, right? There will be patients, there will be there will be heart patients who are not allowed to have the regular kind of food, yet they should need the required, the required calorific value from the food they are eating, right? So this will be, eventually you will need to solve this problem for elderly, right? So maybe there is a question and answer thing which happens in the beginning, because of which you understand that there is a problem. But see, right now what I am doing is I am showing you a very zoomed in version of an app, right? The application can be elderly app. The application can be for a pet care app also, because have I mentioned in the problem statement who is the target user? I can use the same configuration for my cat also, preparing food for my cat, right? I can use the same configuration for a newborn baby also, a toddler also, right? So basically, this is a very localized solution that we're looking at. And then you change the user persona, you will see the needs also changes, right? The same thing, the same considerations that you will make for a elderly person may not be the same for a marathon runner, who needs tons of calorie, or it may not be the same for someone who is doing a lot of uh, this cardio workout, or lot of this strength workout. Maybe we need to increase the proteins. So between these two, I think important thing is the context. Who is our user? Agreed? User changes a lot of this stuff. So when you look at a single screen, it looks like okay, doable. But then look at this particular design that we have. And now if we go to our FigJam file, so we will just keep everything that this doctor's appointment app was doing, and we will work on the right hand side. So this one is fitness app. I don't know yet. And see, this is an example screen like this. Now we will just try to look at it. So these are some of the example screens that I have kept. So if you look at it, I'm just going to do Control C and I'm going to paste it here, Control V, right? So this is where you can think about. So this is the example screen that you have, and you are presenting the screen in your interview. But in your interview, you are asked that what was the motivation to create this screen, right? So we need to understand about our user. So I'm going to just draw up a card. So for whom, it's an important question to ask, right? And then when is it going to be used, right? Then where is it going to be used? So because when you are actually doing a whiteboard session, these are called whiteboarding sessions, right? And let us keep them like this only, right? We need to ask these questions first. So when we are designing this, and also let us go to our GPT and let's get all these two screens, and you can ask, can you create, see, just look at the way this thing creates a design objective, it creates a persona, all those problems that you guys are asking, who, where. But this is where you go deep inside a problem. You go deep inside a problem and you see that okay, enable easy filtering, provide clear nutritional breakdowns. Now ask the same question, right?
Mhm.
Control C. I'll tell you how it will help you. If you give it only one screen, it creates the problem behind it, design problem. So this is the recipe. This is kind of the design problem. So not sure who asked how it is going to help you. You are thinking that I am looking at a screen and then I'm asking GPT to create a problem for me. How is it going to help me? It is going to help you to understand that what a problem is and what a solution looks like. and what can be the other solutions to it. That is the single most ambiguous space in design. People don't even understand that what is a problem that they're solving. So in even people coming with 15 years, 16 years of experience in interviews, they're struggling with defining the problem. So when we are saying that we are trying to solve a problem, we should have same understanding of what is a problem, right? So in the problem is not to create a fitness app. That is the goal of a product, but it is solving multiple problems in multiple clusters. So now when you look at this particular problem, when we are looking at this, FigJam file, and when we are looking at it, and then if we take it as it is from ChatGPT, this is the user goal. And when we go here, you will understand that there are a lot of contexts. So this one, if you see, user goal, Sarah wants a mobile app that not only provides her with healthy recipe, but also offers easy access to nutrition details. Now, when you don't have this particular screen, and in your interview, you are asked to, ask that, okay, can you think about, so I'm not seeing it currently. Can we think about a solution to this kind of a problem where, Sarah wants a mobile app experience that not only provides her with healthy recipe, offers easy access to nutrition details and ingredient. It has to be, quick to cook, healthy recipes that align with her dietary preference, clear view of calorie, protein, fat, and carb, simple way to see ingredient quantities, a rating system that helps her choose highly recommended thing. Now, with this kind of a problem, this is not the only solution to it. So people will ask you, how many iterations did you make for this kind of a solution? So this is where this kind of a process comes in handy, which is called Crazy 8. So now we will do some kind of an ideation around this thing, and let's see if we can create a better solution than in this design. Okay. So I'm going to invite whoever wants to volunteer can come here. You can write your name also on top of it. And then we'll just see how ideations are done, how brainstormings are done, generate concepts. Just edit your name here. This is your goal, right? You can see this goal here. No post-its. You can come here. So I'm going to make copies of this thing. Don't edit the name. I'm going to create a template and then copy it for all of you. Otherwise, people will not be able to use it. Here you will add your name, right? Just give me a minute. So many people, whoever wants to come, just come here and draw your concepts. So crazy 8 means in 8 minutes, you have to think around 8 different ways to solve the same problem. Before you guys start, I'm going to give a green signal when you are going to start. So this is the amount of information that you will get. You might get more information around the background. So this is something which will be given, which is the for who part, right? Okay, guys. Then now this is the user goal. So this is what the user's goal is, what they're trying to do. And then when, where, why, simple questions that if you ask, if you're given this kind of a problem in an interview, then ask these 5 W's. For who am I designing? What is the context? When is that person going to use it? Where are they going to use it? Why are they going to use it? That's it. So we can, add part of this in the why part also. Someone is adding a lot of arrows. Okay. So Sarah is health conscious. See, she has a hectic lifestyle, often leaves her with limited time to cook, like this. Why? Right? And then when and where, this we can detail out. But I guess we have most information here. Now, when we are creating, okay, most of you have added your names here. Okay. So everyone knows the problem that they're trying to solve because they have a solution also in front of them, right? This is one of the solutions that they have. Now, with keeping this in mind, what is happening to all of you? Do you know? When you see a design solution in front of you, you tend to get biased with that design. So this is an exercise, a forced exercise. Bias means that you will only, hey, someone moved this image. So the bias thing means that you will start thinking that, okay, maybe I will also need an image like this. I will also need to explain the calorie, protein, fat like this only. So this whole structure imprints a strong thing in your brain. Before you had seen anything like this, you would be thinking in free mind because you don't know what to do, right? Once you've seen something like this, you know
Like
what to do.
ambiguity.
It'll try to impose this thought on your brain that this is the only solution. This is what happens with bias. Bias is going to keep your brain. So at times we want to check designers if they get biased also. So we will put a design in front of them and we will say that imagine this is a design, try to make it better. It can be possible, right? Let's say you have the checkout experience of Zomato. They will put Zomato's checkout experience and they will tell you make it better, because software industry works in agile process. Whatever you see today, tomorrow has to be made better based on how evolution happens. So if this is what you're seeing, what you can do better or what you can do differently, right? So for that, we have to look at this thing and we have to understand the problems that this experience may have, and then we can solve it. So we know the user need, that the user needs to understand quick to cook healthy recipes. That means time is important. A clear view of calorie, protein, fat, carb information at a glance. Simple way to see ingredient quantities for meal prep, right? And a rating system that helps us choose highly recommended. So there is a rating system. And yes, that's it. I think it has highlighted the. So what you see here, this is something which is called as a PRD, product requirement document. Okay. So you will get from your PM, this is called a PRD, like this. So the PRD will talk about the end user or the persona. Now it is your role to go deep inside that. May I know the jobs to be done for this user and all those things depending on complexity of project. But when you get, let me also write the full form of this thing, which is product, right? Product requirement document. You are looking at it in the extreme simplified version of the PRD, but in real life, the PRDs would look much complicated, and these are sometimes also called as the specification sheet. So in Microsoft, people call it. So see, you can look at the design, but don't get biased with the design. I will say don't copy the design next to you, and please don't start designing it immediately. For Narayan, Aryan, wait for the whistle to be blown. Okay, then you start designing. So whoever has started designing, I will request them please remove stuff from their screen, because we also want to see that crazy eight in action. Okay, you can remove everything from your screens. I'm going to start the timer. There is a timer in FigJam that we will start. There will be a music being played, and I'm going to just move out here and there just to see how people are thinking around it. Okay. So this is the product requirement document, which talks about the user, which talks about the context. And this is one of the example screens. Sometimes the PMs are going to grab screens from internet, from competition. They're going to make screens in PowerPoint and they're going to put it in the PRD as a reference. So that's why a designer's job is not to get biased by a screen that they're seeing, right? So as a designer, to solve this problem, you have to understand scalability of design also, right? We are looking at four attributes, but at the same time we're looking at ingredients. Now when you look at ingredients, the ingredients may not be five, right? Ingredients can be more, and we are not seeing any instruction of how these ingredients are like connected with each other. So let's see how people are solving it. Then I'm going to share also a thought process that I think things can be improved in this thing. So please don't solve it with only the composition of it. Think about the value the user is going to get by looking at it and seeing at gaps that could have been made better, right? Also look at the holistic picture of this design. So when we go back to this particular design, why would someone come to this particular screen? Simple elevator speech statement, if we like to say that we want our users to come to a page to find recipes or to discover recipes, and then to make the discovery more personalized, we are adding time, we are adding rating, we are adding calorie, we are adding easy, medium, hard, right? But overall, we can look at it as if this is a marketplace of all recipes available under
Yes.
meats and veggies, and then you can narrow it down. You can easily, so all these things are helping you to what, to decide easily, If I remove this medium easy, if we remove the time, if we remove the calorie, then you can choose any one of them, right? Just name is the deciding factor, right? If you like salmon and veggies over chicken burrito, then you choose salmon and veggies. But what are these extra information helping me to do? To make a more informed decision. It is like I like chicken, but I also like less calorie. But over everything, I like less time and a higher rating. So really the human brain is going through a lot of different decision making points, right? I need a job which will pay me well, but the culture is also good, and I don't have to relocate, and I need job stability, right? It's always and it's not one thing which is letting you decide. So all of us, we can understand the need for this particular thing. If you just look at them as simple text in Figma, then the problem behind it, the psychology behind it, and the user aspiration behind it gets diluted. So that's why we are talking more around the value this individual thing is going to bring to the user, right? So, chalo, I can actually go here and I can bookmark them for future, and I can choose one of them. What happens when I choose one of them? What is my intention? No, not the bookmark one. Let's say I meet tortilla. I'm not seeing here. Let's say I click on meet tortilla and then I go to the next page, right? From here I go to this one. Then why am I in this page? What am I trying to do in this page? Okay, ingredient for what thing? Am I here to gain knowledge or to eat food? It's like Wikipedia to learn and gain your knowledge. Yes, to prepare the food because I'm hungry. So that's why just ask yourself these questions. Why am I here? To bookmark for future. Okay, I book in future also when I come. Why am I here? What am I trying to do? So when you look at this thing, then why are you looking at this thing? Let us have an agreement that they are trying to prepare the food, right? What kind of problem can happen with this particular screen? What do you anticipate? Let us do. So what we are doing now is called ideation and brainstorming, right? 61 participants. We are doing ideation and brainstorming over a screen. We are doing what we are doing design audit, you can say, right? So what do you think can happen around this thing? So let us talk about some journeys. I am a user. I come here. So what all things can happen to me? That is regarding information. But I am look at the journey. So first we will look at a happy flow. So this is where we don't look at the gaps, but we look at the happiest thing. I come here, I decide 20 minutes, good kind of a calorie, easy to make. I come here, I see the information, I'm happy. I see all the ingredients, I'm happy. Then what do? I open my kitchen cabinet, I get bell pepper, spinach, turkey, hummus, onion in this proportion. But how do I know I'm taking 90 gram? Just look at all the details, right? Maybe I have a kitchen scale, I'm weighing 90 gram, but then while preparing it, I'm like, okay, how do I know which one to put first? So I'm blocked, isn't it? See, this is what exactly I want all of you to do. That put yourself as a user. See, I was going through this road, then suddenly in my kitchen, in a plate, I have bell pepper, spinach, turkey, hummus, everything, and I'm like, who's kiski topi kiski sir? Like, hummus should I put on turkey or spinach? How do I make it? I'm blocked. Then what I'll do? I'll open YouTube. In YouTube, I'll find meat tortilla recipe, but it will tell me different grams because it is not the same company. It is a different user who is making that YouTube video. Then I'm like, oh, this app again for at least my calorie, my diet thing. Did I have a good experience? This is one of the best portfolios in the planet, guys, in Behance. And in your interview, you'll be grilled like this. And you need to have an answer. The simple answer can be, now let us try to solve this problem. Okay. What can you do to solve this problem? Let us talk about it. Game we are playing now is, we are doing double bias game. First of all, there was a design. And then if we had blindly gone into this activity, in my experience with students, you will make some concept, right? But did we understand the problem before you jumped into the solution? Did you think about these nuances when you first saw the image? I just wanted to say great point. So What we are saying currently, we didn't look into all these details. We just saw a beautiful screen, right? The screen is looking beautiful. The UI is superb. The components are superb. But there are gap in the solution that we are talking around it. Now let me be another user next day or same day in a different city. I come and land into this page. Okay. Now this page has done a pretty good job because I can easily find, let's see, it's 14 recipes. Let's say I have 100 recipes for a particular food thing. I need to find only the easy ones. How do I find it? By clicking on filter. I can choose that show only easy recipes and it is going to make it easy. But it does not have a way to sort it based on time. Like I want to sort it with the shortest time to the longest time. It will reorder the list. I'm not sure, but absolutely this is an experience which needs to be solved. But then I click here, I click on, do I instantly come here and decide, or I take some time for me to decide? We are cutting the flow. Let us be in the flow. Flow is you are jumping into going to market and buying. But if you look through the flow, I come here, I spend 5 minutes, I click on chicken burrito bowl, and I come here to discover I don't have that item here. Do I know what item I need at this level? So doesn't it mean that I may do a lot of to and fro? I select something, I come here and I find, arey yaar, ye nahi hai. We are now talking about solution. Solution you will sketch out. Problems, are you guys aligning to the problems? Solution we will discuss. Let us align on the problem. Feel that there will be to and fro problem. For to and fro, I do to and fros, and then I realize, arey, whatever I need, it's not here only. Do I come back again tomorrow? With what hope? What is my hope to come back again tomorrow? So when I'm staying in this problem statement, I have collected, with the help of all of us, we have collected that, okay, this thing has a problem that after I decide, I come here and I see, although I have understanding of the calorific value and the time and the rating, but I don't have that visibility that, all these ingredients are available. I have to come back and again go and come back and again go. Let's say when I come here, I find all the ingredients okay. I don't know how to prepare. So that is a missing link for me. I don't know whether this is for one person or more persons. These things we collected so far. You can actually think of a food app where you take a photograph of ingredients you have and it creates recipes for you. So in your kitchen, you have thousands of things, not thousands, let's say hundreds. So this is a great product idea. This is a different product idea of, let's remove the fitness app component also from it. It just says that build your healthy recipe from what you have. This is the value of the product. Maybe you just lay down random things. They're not even connected. And AI creates a recipe for you. It will not guarantee the taste, but it will guarantee the calorific value. Let's say page before it, which has categories like vegan soups. This is how I think this person wanted to solve it. But absolutely, we can have it's a main course or it's a starter, it's a breakfast. What is the kind of thing? Those are all there. Instructions to cook may be in 5 steps. First step is to saute the veggies or is marinate the meat. Second is to saute the veggies. And it will talk about all the different steps based on the time durations. That is the way you will solve. Now we are talking about how to design the instruction part. So instruction part also. There was one person who said that maybe the instructions are in the fold of scroll below. What UX problem it can impact? Accessibility is a very specific thing. We said discoverability. So although accessibility means accessing, but it's used for different connotation in UX uh, for differently abled people. Accessibility is used. Discoverability we can say, right? Let's say I come here, I don't even know that I had to scroll, and the instructions just I missed it, and I never came back to this app because of discoverability, I lost a customer, right? That what was a very important UX pattern we learned. Hierarchy. Another important thing that we learned. I'm just going to feed you some ideas. What is this idea? What is this thing called? Progressive disclosure. Okay, what is this thing doing? Progressive disclosure, right? What is this thing? Here also progressive disclosure. Lot of places progressive disclosure is used, right? And Why progressive disclosure is used is because of the fact that sometimes user needs information which is not there, and if they don't find that information, like at this level, if I do not see the ingredients which are there, trying to recreate a different app, but I in time in the during the time of the interview, I'm asking you solve this one because you are working in this company, right? You're going to change the product as a solution. You have to solve this product only. So we are saying that before you change it, but the idea that you gave, it is a great idea. Put it into a case study project, a separate one. Okay, separate track, put it as a case study project. Meal creator, healthy meal creator with AI generated healthy meal creator. This is the brief, you can create it. It's a separate project. But here, for everyone, and I'm now going to go to all the people who raise their hands must be paining. So, we are going to talk about this problem where if I expand this thing, or if I actually, if I had known, if I have the recipes, I would have never gone here, or I would have gone here. So another level of decision making is required here. There can be n number of solutions. Progressive disclosure, put it in filtering only. In filtering, I can choose this thing, recipes, ingredients, right? So let's say I have selected 10 ingredients from me. It is going to narrow it down to only 3 recipes. That is also possible, right? So, right, because they look quite rigid. That let's say I want to create the same thing, but can I create it with chicken? Because of cultural connotations and all those stuff, right? So there are ways to solve, there are problems to solve here, there are problems to solve here. Now with all this knowledge, what we are going to do now is we will go back to our fig jam, and here, so okay, one point to mention, you have done your research. This is the output of your research. Typical output of your research is like this only. Now all these things that we discussed, is your user going to tell you all these things? This is where I wanted to land this conversation. If you feel your user will come with all the problem solutions and you just have to make it in Figma, this is not how it works. You have to put yourself through happy journeys and bring some cloud in the happy journey, bring some obstacles in the happy journey. That is when you are going to see, unless I put myself through it. In a beautiful day, I come here, I land here, I click here, I come here, and I find I don't have hummus. I go back, I click on turkey and cheese wrap, I don't have this. So it's failing. Yes. So this is a solution to solve this problem. Your user, this is a need of the experience. But for your user, this should not be a problem for the user, right? Because your user just wants to come here and prepare. This is his ambition. You solve it. Actually write your recipe. So looking at, so people will tell you, giving this screen, identify the problem. So when they ask you this kind of question, put yourself through a journey. User experience are all journey, and then you will understand where you are getting blocked. Always put yourself in. So what is the design thinking phase that we are doing now? Empathize, right? We are now empathizing, and now after empathizing, we are defining. Right. We are defining the problem. The problem here is that someone is coming here with the expectation of creating a healthy recipe with an instruction and able to make a decision from a list of options that he is getting, which is, documented here. This is the defined part. And then when they're coming here, in order of ideas, so many great ideas are being, discussed now. This is the ideate part. So now we will go to FigJam. But before that, Anusha, yeah, please share your thoughts. And that time, how are you going to play pause the video? So maybe you can add controls here that wave your hand, or through voice you can pause and play the video while you are cooking. Your hands, you are doing it hands free, right? So these are all the different kind of ideas that you're when you give interviews, when you actually do your job also, this is the kind of thinking that people expect from UX designers, and that translation is in Figma. So this was a beautiful Figma, but there was scope of improvement, right? We are actually discovering there are so many scopes of improvement. So now when you work on your own fitness app, you have so many ideas that we just collected from this conversation. The interaction details, that if we want 2 clicks, can we save a click? Can we, because see, everything is information based. The user is collecting information all the way. He's collecting information about the amount of calorie, easy or medium, how much time to create, and the name and photograph is helping him build confidence. Then going here, he's collecting more information, and then more information. Isn't he only collecting information, guys? This app is only selling information to that guy. Information app, which is helping you. The value is that you are getting a calorie controlled meal to take care of your health, right? So basically, in this way of navigating through information, sometimes we are hiding information. Sometimes there is lack of information. Sometimes there is over information. So we, as a UX designer, we are balancing it out so that I don't do to and fro, because to and fro is not a great experience. I go to a mall or go to a Kirana store to buy Tata Red Label tea. I didn't find it. I have to come back. Not a good experience. If I had only knew that it did not have tea, I would never have gone there. So from a childhood, while we used to go to all these physical stores to get stuff, a lot of times we used to come back with failure. So this to and fro is a metaphor of that example, not a good one. All the anxieties and ambiguities we went through, like I'm not sure how many of you used to take bus and waiting for bus, the anxiety, is it going to come? When is it going to come? There's no surety. You go to other countries, the buses come by time, 11:43. The bus is supposed to come 11:43 only it comes. But in our country, there is no time limit. I mean, it may come. Keep on waiting forever.